Here we go. Almost there. Almost there. Yep. So on my, yep, here we go. Redirecting to YouTube.
Great.
Hi, good afternoon, and welcome to our conversation today. My name is Priscilla Subramanian. And I'm the founder of Positivity55 Tribe. We are a digital community that is focused on spreading optimism, resilience, and gratitude through positivity. All right, so we are adapting to something new. So thank you so much for your patience. We decided to move to another platform for 2021. And so we are living and learning. So thank you for bearing with us. So today we are very excited to kick off our Positivity55 Tribe YouTube, and very excited to welcome my first very special guest of 2021. I'm excited to introduce the founder and CEO of Fantastic55. Welcome, Ann O'Mara.
Thank you so much, Miss Priscilla. And I'm so happy to be on the Positivity55 Tribe. I am totally of your tribe, my friend. Thank you for having me.
Definitely, definitely. I am so thrilled to have you here today and to dive deeper to talk about the longevity movement and to be able to hear more about your community. So thank you so much. And let's go ahead and kick off our Long Live Longevity with Fantastic55. And we are here with the founder and CEO Fantastic55, Ann O'Mara. So let's go ahead and kick things off with our first question today. Our first question for you, Ann, is what does longevity mean? And how can we make small changes in 2021?
Sure. Priscilla, again, thank you so much. I'm just thrilled to be here. Positivity is certainly part of having a long and happy life. You asked what longevity means, and it really just means long life. The new longevity that many are experiencing is that we're living longer, we're living healthier, and we're digitally connected now, which makes a ginormous difference as people age. And right now in the United States, average life expectancy is 78 and a half years old. So that's getting up there. And of course, depending on your circumstances, your health, all these different things, you know, people, it is not uncommon. And you may have friends or aunts or something that I've got a mother-in-law that is 97 years old. And we just talked to her yesterday via a Zoom. So the technology piece is ginormous. And you know, it's not just our group of Fantastic 55ers. There is the United States of America is actually becoming grayer, as they say. And right now in the United States, about 1/3 of the people, about 100 million people, are 55 plus. And about 20 million people, I'm sorry, 20% of our population is over 65, which is ginormous compared to the past. And as we think ahead between 2030 and 2035, there will actually be more seniors, more people over 65 than under the age of 18. It's
Wow.
So we're all kind of in this together. And obviously, living longer has effects on our community, our family, on us. And then living healthier, we now maybe are more preventative with our ills versus when we let ourselves get sick, or we get sick and then go and try to have the doctor fix it. So that whole health movement and walking movement and device, you think of the technology and the device. And I said technology, and that is a ginormous part of the 65 plus and the 55 plus, the fantastic 55ers, as we age. You asked a moment ago about what are some small things we can do. And I'm just going to say the first small thing that you can do is continue to learn. And if you happen to learn technology, that is going to help you tremendously as you age. More and more people want to age in place. And in order to do that, companies will come up with robots and with different monitoring systems and whatever, so that people can stay in their homes for a very, very long time. So the little thing would be continue to learn. You want a real little thing? And that would be to smile. And it goes back to the positivity aspect. Even if we don't feel positive, smile. It actually triggers your brain and changes your brain's chemistry. So you actually do feel more positive. Isn't that crazy? So smile,
Absolutely.
big thing, learn technology, and a little thing, smile, even under your mask.
Absolutely, absolutely. I couldn't agree with you more. And those statistics are just incredible that you shared with us. That just really just shows the power of this demographic. And as you said, has changed a lot. And so I'm really glad that we're bringing attention to these numbers first and foremost. And I like what you talked about when you reference, just be a lifelong learner. And, no matter how far you go in life, whether it's through education, through your profession, just keep learning. I think that is so essential. And I will share that today I was shopping and running some errands, and I did have a very nice lady at a store ask me if I found everything okay. And she smiled under her mask, and I smiled under my mask, and I felt great. So I
It,
do want to echo, smiling under your mask, you can see it and you can feel it.
and it is amazing. They call it smize, smile with your eyes. And,
Oh, okay.
and I do think people can tell, even though we have our masks on in public, but just that smiling, it's a small step, but there are days that you don't feel positive, or you don't feel 100%. So really, if you can just start with smiling, and then if you can maybe add some music to your day, or even singing, or just walking is even a good one. They're all kind of simple things, but they actually make our brain function differently. It's amazing.
Definitely,
Yeah.
definitely. That's really, really good. And really appreciate those insights that you shared with us. So, kind of moving on and hearing more about maybe how you kind of got into the longevity movement. So, I'll go ahead and ask you, what were some of the primary reasons
Yeah.
that led you to focus on the longevity movement?
Well, thank you, Priscilla. And it does. It is, for me, it's fascinating because it is constantly changing. And obviously, I'm in that demographic. So what happened was, now about 3 years ago, I started getting in this age group, and I wanted to dig for information on decisions that I would be facing. You know, whether that's downsizing to a smaller home, whether that's investments, whatever it might be. And what I kept finding, the information that's out there is either all about face creams to stay looking younger, which, don't get me wrong, I use those and I like them. Or it's kind of that negative, you're going to turn a certain age and everything's going to fall apart, and you're going to need help to go get your groceries. Well, there's a whole lot of decades in between turning 55 or whatever age it works for you. I think 50 is a little young because I think people still feel very young in today's world at 50. And for us, 55 is when, from the research we did, is when people really start to think of the years ahead of them and start to do research. And that's one of the things that I am passionate about, is that we use trusted sources. And it's not just people trying to sell product, but it's studies by the National Health Institute, by Johns Hopkins, by the MIT Age Lab. It really is about gaining the information that has research behind it. So I felt there was a gap in the market, and that's when I decided to say, you know what, it's time that there is a positive voice for people that are 55 and better. And I felt I was a great person to start that. I've got tons of marketing and communication background in my career. And I just thought, now or never. And I think it's been so needed. And then Facebook is actually most of the older populations on Facebook, because we see our grandkids' pictures there. And so that is where our most robust audience is, on Facebook. And we've got about 20,000 folks that follow us there. So starting from 3 nice people, 3. So we're at 20,000. So I really do believe, and still believe, and now have people around me that believe that being positive about living, because that's all it is, it's just living, being positive and proactive are the things that really will help drive our new longevity.
Definitely, definitely. Well,
Yeah.
I'm so glad that you kind of took us in and let us see what your journey was like, and to realize that there was a gap in the market. And I really appreciate the fact that you're using verifiable sources, things backed by research. That's really important.
Yes.
I know how much you love MIT Age Lab, and so it's a great resource, a lot of great information that is there. And so now that we've kind of talked about it a little bit, let's dive deeper and hear more about Fantastic 55. So can you share with us more about what Fantastic 55 is about? We'd love to hear about the Fan 55, Fanosity, your digital community. Tell us more.
Yeah, of course, of course. Well, just to let you know, this is a bootstrap entrepreneurial company, and they actually, some people have coined the term seniorpreneur. So I do think of myself as a seniorpreneur, and many people want to work after they reach the age of 55 or 65. And there have even been TV shows on it, with second careers, and remember the intern, the movie, and,
Mhm.
so it's not a concept that people haven't seen. And the thought is that if we are purposeful, that helps us lead a far more fuller life. And people with purpose tend to do better mentally, physically, emotionally than people who are not purposeful. And so that whole be proactive, be positive, be purposeful, and I say be passionate, because that's, let's just have some fun. We got to have some fun. And exactly. So Priscilla, that's kind of, the pillars that we live by, and the one that all of them are so important, but being positive about things. And we like to call problems solution opportunities.
I love it.
Yeah. So, being positive, because every challenge can be solved. Every challenge has, sometimes they're not pretty, sometimes they're easy. And quite frankly, part of the reason it was so important for me to start Fantastic 55 was so that people could get trusted information before they made a mistake that might cost them cha-ching. So that's the whole thinking. And one of the things that has changed in the last 10 years, let's say, more and more people want to age in place. Yes. And so it's almost up to 90% of the people want to age in place. And
Okay.
households that that are head of households that are over 80 years old will be the fastest growing demographic in when you look at who owns homes.
Okay.
Over 80 years old.
Okay.
So that just sort of tells you, quite frankly, let's say that movement's been coming along for a little bit, let's say 5 years, but then just in the last year with COVID, that has also affected how people feel about staying at home or moving to another location.
Definitely. So
Yeah.
that's important to keep in mind then. Just the fact that aging in place is key. And I think that for those who are joining us today, thank you very much for being part of our live audience. But I think that, we all, as you mentioned earlier, we have aunts, uncles, we have our parents if they're still living. And so definitely that's important to keep in mind about aging in place.
Yeah. And it is not the only topic that is of such importance to people that are aging. Obviously, staying healthy, we mentioned, that's a huge thing. And then, of course, being digitally connected. And I really want to let people know, never feel embarrassed because you don't know which buttons to press. None of us know all the right buttons to press. And sometimes, because we're older, we allow that to cloud our superpower of being able to push buttons. So we have to just be confident and just either get training, ask people. Sometimes, in this will change as we get back into having lives again outside of digitally, just talking with your girlfriends or your friends or your church group or whomever it might be. Everybody knows a little bit different, a little something different on the internet. So I know I learned Zoom from a friend of mine. And I didn't know where the buttons were at first, but then when somebody's there just to kind of help you navigate and you do it once or twice, well, now I can help people get on a Zoom and do a Zoom just like we're doing today. And
Definitely.
yeah, and Priscilla, it has manifested itself with the telemedicine movement that's going on also. And that has been incredible for seniors, about 70% of the seniors in the US are on the internet, believe it or not.
Okay, well, I want everybody to take note of that because, unfortunately, the stereotypes that exist that say,
Yeah.
that our greatest generation on the planet is not tech savvy is completely false. So please.
Well, yeah, and I'm going to walk that back. They're on the internet. Tech savvy might be a little bit of a higher bar,
Okay.
but the thing, and we talked about learning that very first sentence that you and I talked about today. As long as you're willing to learn, it's amazing what technology, and obviously, since we're chatting a little bit about telemedicine because of aging in place and with the COVID virus, it's just so important for the baby boomers to continue to learn. But we're kind of a generation that rocked a lot of things. So I have a total confidence that we will indeed continue to learn on our technology, that we will use the devices, that we will jump in self-driving cars. I truly believe the boomers will do it. I just have every confidence.
And I really, I couldn't agree more. And I honestly, I have tremendous respect for the baby boomer generation because again, they have walked in difficult times. They've learned, they can embrace uncertainty because they've been there, done that. And I think that says a lot.
Yeah. And I think too, Priscilla, and this is a bit of a sidebar, I really think that most of the people in our community are doing their best to help the next generation. And, you and I are both familiar with that term, okay, boomer. But you know what? I think that we're still in there with our positive attitudes, and we're still doing our best to try to conquer things and to make things better and to be positive and to learn. So we're kind of that kind of hippie generation that I don't know, got serious, but we still have fun. See, it's the
Yes.
same. Passion is still part of it.
Yeah, I think so. I think you don't learn to take yourself too seriously. And I think that other generations can definitely learn from that. I really do.
Yep, I do too. And we're so lucky that we have the opportunity to live longer, to be healthier. All the studies now, what you eat is so important, and get that good sleep. That's some of the latest studies now are about sleep, and how that good sleep every night, 7.5 hours or more, 7.5 to 9 hours, that really helps your body function as well. And I can't resist saying that it's walking or exercise about 150 minutes every week is what they recommend.
Definitely, definitely. So obviously
Moving.
absolutely. So obviously we all went through a difficult year in 2020. So I would like to know what were maybe some of the biggest eye openers
Yeah.
for the Fan 55 community in 2020?
Well, and we've kind of touched on it. Honestly, from everything that I've heard and seen, it's been telemedicine. Because prior to COVID, it was not a preferred way to see your health professional. It became very popular and really necessary during COVID. So what happened is folks who didn't know how to do a Zoom with their doctor, or didn't know how to use their device to talk with someone, they learned really fast. And don't get me wrong, the great thing is, those healthcare professionals were saying, punch this button, tap this click, turn it up, but you know what? We did it. projections are that telemedicine or health, like mobile health, whatever you want to call it, projections are it is here to stay. It is here to stay. And for obvious reasons, it allows the professionals to see more people and be more effective, really be more productive. So
Definitely.
We get the help we need. So
Absolutely. And then even for the patient, not having to commute and sit in the waiting room necessarily. So you're right, from an efficiency standpoint, it's kind of a win-win.
It totally is. And what it does too, Priscilla, is it truly does make or put in our mindset that technology is our friend. And we can't be afraid of it. We just have to embrace it. We're gonna make mistakes. It's okay. But looking ahead, it's going to be incredible because there'll be robots that help us stay in our home. Priscilla, we could easily jump into the self-driving car. All of our devices. We make pills that you swallow and they send a little buzz back that records that indeed you've taken your pill. Or maybe there's a home device that if you don't wake up and tap it by 7 a.m., your son or daughter gives you a call, or 10 a.m. or whatever time you
No, I know you all love to wake up early. Not
yeah,
maybe some people earlier than others, and I know you're
yeah,
early bird. So
yeah. That early with the chickens comes with old age, I don't know.
well, I
And
have to. That helps though for
it,
longevity though.
it really does. And I think the other piece that really is important for people that maybe aren't 55 plus, there's a pretty good chance that as a manager or as a hiring or as a teaching assistant or whatever, you're probably going to be dealing with people that are 55 plus. So it's just really getting those generations to talk and to not okay boomer it, but just, just we're all people and we have to work together, especially when a third of the folks in the United States of America, 1/3, are going to be over 65. So there'll be a lot of different needs, from a city or a transportation or those types of things. But what Fantastic 55 really deals with, Priscilla, is just the individual. We're just here to help that every person get out of bed, feel better about themselves, learn a new skill, maybe have the courage to take a class at Senior Planet, which teaches people how to be digitally savvy. So that's what our goal is, just to one-on-one, we're like a best pal. We're your digital friend, I guess. And we really do provide information and inspiration, and we sure celebrate. And again, that's that fun part we like.
Definitely. Well, that's always good to hear. And I have to say that I'm just really thrilled that we have been able to kind of dive into, Fantastic 55. Now I'm ready to kind of share some cool things. So I want to hear more about your Fantastic 55 swag, which I am wearing here. Do a little dance because we're gonna.
See, that's the fun part. That's the fun part. And you know what we do? We have swag. First off, we want people to connect with us. And if they're 55 and better, that's great. If not, they're heading that way or they know somebody that is. But we're our largest audience is on Facebook, Fantastic 55, the 2 digits, Fantastic 55. We do have a great website that keeps quite a bit of the information curated. So you can learn about different budgeting tactics and tricks that can help. Or it might be about how music, or how walking, or how painting, or whatever it might be, can actually help you age more successfully. So we've got so come on and see us on Facebook. We do post every day. On Instagram, we post about 3 times a week. Come on to our website, fantastic55.com. Sign up for our newsletter, because we keep people connected that way as well. And yes, we've had some swag, but not much. So this year we added, this is our 3rd year in business. We added our little t-shirts, and the guys have a granite color and the gals have this cute, if they want a granite color, that's okay with us. But we like little V ones, and they're fun to wear. And then on the back, we have our little message, which says, the message says 10 old is 10 years more than me. So see, you're never old, because old is 10 years more than we are. That's all.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, I just want to say thank you so much to the founder and CEO of Fantastic 55, Anna O'Mara. We've been able to dive deeper just to understand, your target demographic, and why longevity is important. And all of us, like I said, we're going that way, and it's important that we, see things through a positive lens, even when we don't feel that way, because I guarantee you, we're not always feeling our best.
That's right.
We're going to have some ebbs, we're going to have flows, and that's just a part of living. But we can still be purposeful. We can, as you like to say, Anio, onward, right? We're going to keep going onward. And so I think that's really key. And I know for both of our digital communities, we do have, we share some, we overlap in some of our ideas. And one thing I always like to say that, positivity is not just all about being, perfect, or that it's always gonna go right. It just means that, you have a growth mindset. You have a perspective of seeing silver linings, and also seeing the glass as half full instead of half empty. And also, any adversity that you face is actually character building. And as you said earlier, a problem is a solution. Exactly. Exactly. So I just want to thank you so much for, sharing part of your afternoon with us. And if you are interested in sharing this conversation with those that would like to watch the replay, this will be available shortly. And so again, I just want to thank you, Anna O'Mara, founder and CEO of Fantastic 55, for being with us today. And for those of you that are interested, a little plug for myself. If you want to join our community positivity vibe tribe, we are on Instagram, and our link is linked on the YouTube channel that you are watching on. So thank you again, Annie O, for being with us today. And I look forward to bringing you more interesting conversations and relevant topics through the Positivity Vibe Tribe channel on YouTube. So thank you all for joining us. Annie O, stay well. And I'm looking forward to staying in touch and moving onward in 2021.
Onward it is. Thank you, Priscilla.
Thank you so much. Everybody take care, and peace and positivity always.
Always.